Hello everyone, welcome to the channel Let's Win. In this video, we'll talk about how to read the decimal numbers, how to compare the decimal numbers, and how to multiply the decimal numbers. So we'll start with how to read the decimal numbers. So there are two ways to read a decimal number. First way, let's take 8243.67 as an example to understand the very first method. We have to visualize the digits of the given number in the given table of place values. After visualizing, we place the digits of the given number according to the place values, such that we place 8 under thousands, 2 under hundreds, 4 under tens, and so on. For reading, it can be read as 8,243 and 67 hundredths. If you observe, decimal was read as and in this method. Now going to the second way of reading the decimal numbers, let's understand through the same example 82437. We'll read it as 8,243.67. So if you have observed, we read the decimal as point in this case. Also, the digits on the right of the decimal are read as it is. So if you see carefully, wherever the decimal was, we read it as point. Also, after the decimal, we had 6 and 7, so we read it as it is. So it becomes 8,243.67. So the second method is used most commonly. Now, I hope we'll be able to read any decimal numbers. Coming to the next topic, how to compare decimal numbers. So let's take an example 23.49567 and 23.2. To compare the numbers, let's run down the following steps. Step 1. It says, check the number of digits on the right of the decimal in both the numbers, and they should be the same. That is, the number of the digits on the right of the decimal should be the same. Now in this question, if we count the number of digits on the right of the decimal in the first number, what do we see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 decimal places or 5 digits after the decimal. How about 23.2? So there is 1 place after the decimal or 1 digit after the decimal. So we need 4 digits more in 23.2 to make it balance with the first number. So now be careful. In order to balance the number of digits, we place 4 zeros in the rightmost side of 2, such that we get 23.2 and 4 times zeros. Now we have the same number of digits on the right of the decimal. So this method of balancing the number of digits on the right side of the decimal, in order to make it look like similar digits, we call it a process of converting unlike decimals to like decimals. So let's move to the next step. So now, finally, start comparing the digits from the first digit on the left of the decimal moving towards the right of the decimal. When we compare, we see in the first number 2 and in the second number 2. Both the numbers have the same first digit from the left. We move to the next, we see the second digit is also the same. Moving to the right side of the decimal number, we see that first number has 4 and the second number has 2. So 4 is greater than 2. We all know that. So therefore, we stop here and we conclude that the first number 23.49567 is automatically greater than 23.2. Why? Because originally we took 23.2 in the question. So now, to test ourselves if we have understood, let's have an example. So let's have 4 different diamonds having 4 different decimal values. So now we have to arrange these 4 blocks in increasing order of decimals, which means from smallest to the biggest. So let's quickly recall the steps in mind and visualize. So here all the numbers have the same number of digits except 0.5, which has only 1 digit on the right of the decimal. So let's place a 0 and make it 0.50 in our minds to make it a like decimal like all the others. So we can arrange them as 0.25 will be the smallest one, 0.50 will be the second smallest, greater than that will be 0.75, and the biggest one will be 1.75. So it can be arranged in the increasing order in this manner. So now the last topic for today, how to multiply decimal numbers. Let's understand through the example 1.2 into 1.2. So to make it easier for you to understand, step 1 says ignore the decimals and multiply the numbers as whole numbers such that 12 into 12 will be equal to 144. This is simple multiplication we all can do. Now in the next and final step, count the number of digits starting from the rightmost digit and move towards the left, and then place the decimal point. So in the question we had 1.2 and 1.2. In the first number 1.2 we have one decimal place or one digit on the right of the decimal. The second number again we have one digit in the right of the decimal. So 1 and 1, 2. So in all we have 2 digits after the decimal. So let's now count in our answer 2 digits from the rightmost side to place our decimal. So we have 1, 2, and then placing the decimal we get 1.44. I hope you found multiplication really easy through this. To add to it, let's share some tricks for some special cases. Multiplying with 10, 100 or 1000. So there's a golden rule towards it which says move the decimal to the right side of the number by as many places as there are zeros over 1. So let's understand through a simple example by taking 2.97 into 1000. So since we can see there are 3 zeros over 1 in this case, so move to the decimal to 3 places to the right side. What do we get? By moving 3 places to the right side of the decimal, in this case, let's see very carefully. Moving the decimal by 3 places towards the right, we have 9, 7 and let's suppose a 0 to have the third place. I repeat, in this case, to jump 3 places on the right of the decimal, we have 9 and 7 as 2 places. So in place of the third place, let's put a 0. So we get 2970.0, or we can write it as 2970. Let's understand with 100. Again, let's apply the same rule by moving the decimal to the right side of the number by as many places as there are zeros over 1. So as we are trying with 100, that means we have 2 zeros. So 2.97 into 100 gives you 2 zeros over 1. So let's move the decimal this time to 2 places on the right of the decimal. So moving 2 places will give you 9 and 7 are the 2 places. The answer would be very simple, 297.0 or 297. Hope you have understood this much. Hope you liked the video as well. For more videos, do subscribe and thank you for watching.